welcome to another episode of Storms of the Podcast. I'm your host, Dmitri, and this is my co-host.
What it do is Mark and Mark.
Got it, but it worked.
Yeah, it's a little drag. I
It was a
felt it,
little drag. You caught it a little bit, a little
hey,
early there. It's okay
but
though.
we figuring it out soon.
He said,
Soon, soon the drag will disappear. Soon.
hey, he's upgrading his technology, is what I'm hearing. I think.
Yes, I definitely have to.
Yeah, within budget. But today we're here to talk about a good film, a good, great film. What is it called? The
Predator
Predator
killer
Killers of Killers,
killers. Killers.
and it was a killer.
It thumbs up. Definitely a thumbs up. It was really good.
It was great, and it's canon. So now
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
canon.
Even without them like telling us beforehand, with the ending, it definitely lets us know that it's within the universe. So
Exactly.
this ain't just like some one stop film and they just making it just for fun. Like it
Like a
actually
what if.
it intertwines into the story. So I wish I was very surprised because I thought it was just like they was doing like a thing like love, death, and robots or something like
Oh,
that.
I
Yeah,
get that.
because that's what people were saying. Like it's like the Predator version of Love, Death, and Robots because of the animation style. I can see it.
I could see
I can
it.
see it.
But I'm glad they didn't do that, which I don't have any problem with that other show, but I want canon stuff from the Predator universe because we at one point in time we had a lot of fluff movies. Like you had
No,
like
we definitely
Predators
did.
where they went to the planet, and then you had like Predators 2018.
Man.
And so they weren't like in a chronological thing, and now this movie puts them technically in a chronological thing because they all could technically fit, being that they
Yeah.
have and I'm gonna jump ahead, the cryo stuff on there where they're like
Hmm.
collecting them. So we could be seeing like mashups of like different people from different time periods,
So
just battle royale.
this is my thing. So what it looks like at first, I thought they was like time traveling,
Mm-hmm.
but then when I
Yeah,
saw that they was in the cryo, I was like, oh, so they're just going all these years and just going catching people from like different times because it takes place across three different eras:
the
Viking
Vikings,
era, Samurai,
Samurai,
and then
and
the World
World
War
War
era. Or
one
two.
or two.
It
Two.
was two
Okay.
because it was 41,
Oh
40,
yeah, yeah.
1941. So yeah,
Um,
definitely. I was like, okay, they not time traveling. I was like, good, because that would have added another aspect that we didn't need to the Predator franchise.
yeah, because also you can't really like time travel is messy, and
Yeah, it is. It gets
Predators
really,
are already
really
messy
messy.
enough. They already the timeline and what this movie or this movie did, it made it work chronologically, but also there's certain things I'm just like, okay, so this is just gonna explain why
Yeah,
characters are here in this period in time. What's your name from Prey?
yeah. Our girl from Prey, man.
Yeah.
Look, but before we get to that, I will say this: I liked how the names that they chose for each, because it was like basically like an episode. If we're gonna say
Hmm.
like each era, they chose a certain name, and it was pertaining to like almost literally the weapon of choice for
Yeah.
each character. Like with the Viking, it was the shield, and we saw she was a mastermind with that shield.
She put
Like,
two on her
bro,
arms.
man, it was going like, and man, I know online you can't say some stuff, but boy, if you seen it, go see it, cause watch it, cause when she gets down, she lose that axe, and she like, okay, bruh, you think that's gonna stop me? Nah, I'm coming full force, and then the second
I got to comment on
sword,
that first one. Hold on. Before you move on. That is what I want Captain America's nomad suit to be doing. The little.
bro, yes, man, that's what. Like when they gave him the things from Wakanda, like them little aliens, he should have been
Right? He should have been
like,
doing what she was
and
doing
then he should have
for
crossed
Ursa.
that. It was PG-13, so I guess we couldn't have those kind of takedowns. But yeah, I was reading the comment and somebody was like, "Man, we don't like it because it makes the predators look weak," and I was like, "Bro, y'all do know that the predators don't always survive in every film."
Predator 2 gets pieced out. Predator 1 gets pieced out.
I was gonna say, like,
Predator,
literally
Predator
the
gets
original
pieced out.
in the original films, like they ice my man, bro. Like, what y'all talking about? They ain't
And,
undefeated. They had their
and,
wins, but they take some L's too.
and here's the thing. If you think that in this movie that they were weak, I kid you not. It took everything for Ursa to kill that
I
thing.
was gonna say it wasn't no pushovers. Like she had to go all in.
She had to wrap it up with an anchor and then trick it to shoot itself into it to get the kill because that Super Predator was killing
Man,
it.
what? That's a big dude, bro.
He was. And then not to mention the samurai and the one in the airplane, those they had to earn them kills because they were killing them.
Yeah. It wasn't
Like,
like no, oh, okay, yeah, we figured it out. Nah, some
because that's
losses
what
was
people
took.
that hate like Prey and how the female protagonist killed the primal predator. That's all that is. That's all that crap is.
It
It's
definitely
seeping into
is.
that.
And it's
Not
so
the
crazy.
tangent.
It's so crazy too, because it's like I definitely got what I always asked for in this movie. I remember the last time we was talking about, I think we was talking about Prey or Alien. We was in that realm.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
And I was like, man, I just want to see feudal Japan, samurais, and ninjas.
Yeah.
And I was like, then I
Yeah.
want to see like back in the day, like the 50s or something with a predator. And I got both.
You
Like
did.
that, and I was like, when I was watching, I was like, bro, this is like legit what I asked for. It's both of the things. And to even make it better, they gave me a Viking. Like I couldn't have asked for nothing better. So they definitely
Really.
fulfilled my fantasy from the Predator universe. So I'm happy. They could never make another film, and I'll be good because I got what I asked for. But of course, we know it's gonna be another one because I'm
Oh, they're
sure
gonna
we'll see
they're
that.
gonna make some. What is it? Badlands is coming out after.
Yeah.
Well, chronologically after, not chronologically, but in the real world, it's coming out after
Hmm.
this one. My favorite part of it was for surely the samurai. I love samurai. It's my
That was
thing.
mine too.
But Torres, man, when
Yeah,
he was
man.
fighting them in the air,
Hey man,
that was cool.
when my dude got out the plane to, I think that was the
To
fuel
kick off
tank
the
to pick off the
yeah.
fuel tank, and then he
Mm-hmm.
was like hanging on. Then he got back in and did his thing, and then he figured out, oh, it's the heat. And the crazy part is, I like how they did it. Like it wasn't like no natural instinct thing, or he just felt it. It was like he saw what happened from when the explosion happened and how it
Yeah.
knocked off the ship. And he's like, oh, it's the heat. And then he went up into the altitude and figured out, okay, planes got to go cold. And then, man, RP to my boy who made that sacrifice. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
do you really got to do it? But he did have to do it because that climb needed a distraction. That's like a reality thing. That's war. That's how war is. Somebody has to make that sacrifice. So I thought that was so cool that he figured that out. But like you said, the sword was my favorite one. One, because it's about two brothers.
Yeah.
And that whole dynamic between them and almost, oh, this was the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So the other one was like, okay, that's how it is. And then he came when they rung that bell when the dad passed and he heard it, I was like, oh, oh. And then when he was like suiting up and he got all his weapons. Because one thing about me is I like samurais, but I love ninjas just as
Yeah,
much as
ninjas
I
are
love
dope.
samurai. And the way that they portrayed it, and even to down to where the swords are different, because a lot of people don't know, like a ninja sword and a katana, like the samurai blade, are two totally different blades. Like people
Yeah.
always say, "Oh, it's the same." Nah, they two totally
Mm-mm.
different blades because one is one is with moving for like power and precision, and the other is quick. And so you got to see all of that amongst them. And then I know you love the part when they was fighting the predator, and he like
Mm-hmm.
came out. I was like, man, this is always so
Look,
good.
I like the whole scene from him coming in the village all the way to and him killing all those foot soldiers in the red dust, as showing the predator. Oh no, I'm not really showing him as in like he's showing he knows him there, but like the predator see that as oh yeah, you're the one I want,
Yeah, you
and then him
worthy.
using that same smoke to see the silhouette of the predator when he's like running from him, and using the sound of the roof to be like oh he's there. and using that ninja skill that he
Man,
had
them
developed.
ninja skills was
And then
on point.
it was, and then like them doing like the crossblade like cut at the end.
Cause
To
the way
symbolize,
they shot it, was so cool. Cause you thought they was gonna fight each other again, and I was like, "Come on, man! Like y'all gotta take care of this first, then go fight." And then when they went, it was like, what was that? On it, I forgot what show it was from. It was an anime, I think, or something like that, where they did that. I can't remember the film. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be mad. But matter of fact, I'll tell you what it reminded me of. Moment from Kill Bill, Volume 1.
yeah.
When the bride is fighting old girl at the end, and they had that little, and then it's like the silence, and then you see what happened. I love those. Like when it's done right, those are some of the most like beautiful shots of action. And
Yeah.
the green blood coming down the blades and stuff. I was like,
And I
yeah.
like how they both did like a separate thing. Like he wiped his, and the other dude like I forget what he did,
Yeah.
but he did
It's
something
that ninja and
different.
that samurai. He went, and then
Yeah, he went like that. Yeah, and
it's,
supposedly that was supposed to be a homage to the Predators movie when the samurai in that movie fights the samurai fights the Predator in that movie. That was supposed to be a mirror of that because they do crossblades in that one too. And it's like your favorite scene where one falls down like a few seconds later, like to show who the winner is. And I didn't really dislike Predators. Predators was like a weird movie just in general because I didn't know where to put it. But
yeah, me.
the samurai fight was probably the best fight though. That
Mm-hmm.
samurai fight in that movie was great, and so I'm glad we got to see that again. But also, I got one more point. But
No, go ahead.
so the first time they use blades, there's a leaf and they do this, and the ending time their leaf falls and they flash again. So it symbols like a beginning and end of their battle.
That's what I was gonna bring up. You took the words right out of my mouth, right
Hey
there. That's
man,
like,
I'm learning the film stuff, man.
there you go. Man. Come on, we gotta clap it up. Gotta clap it up. Gotta clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up. But also, I was gonna say, I also enjoyed the silence part as far as
Mm-hmm.
dialogue. It wasn't a lot of dialogue in it, and it was done so good because the story was told through like the emotions and the environment. The silence was a big part of that because we have samurais who stand on like honor
Mm-hmm.
and they don't say much walking in the battle, and then ninjas who move in the shadows, so it's quiet. So it makes sense that it's very little dialogue in this whole part because the two sides that don't use a lot of verbal thing. They don't verbally use words to do anything. They do it through their actions. And
Mm-hmm.
even to play with the predators, they hide. So the whole thing, the whole idea of hidden in the shadows worked with the dialogue. And then when they got it at the end, because it was the two brothers having that moment,
Yeah.
that reconnection, and I was like, that's perfect because that's exactly how you would want to close it out with the Black Panther moment, looking at the sunset. I said when I seen that, I said, "Ah, Killmonger and T'Challa." Like
Heck
literally
yeah.
the same thing. Like the even to the wound, it's like the same thing. I
Same
immediately thought
stuff.
that.
And
But yeah,
go
man,
ahead.
it was even to like how he put on the armor and stuff. Like they was
Mm-hmm.
fighting. Like oh man, dude, it was that one had a lot going on, but it felt like it wasn't out of place. Like that one flowed really good. Like you said, they all were good, but I gotta agree with you. That was my favorite one out of the three.
But the thing is, like, because I've been did a lot of research outside of this, and like they were talking about the first two for sure were about honor, and both those
Mm-hmm.
societies had especially the not Valkyrie, her name she was a Valkyrie, but the Vikings had a sense of honor and dying on the battlefield, which mirrored the Predators, who have that same kind of philosophy, and also like honor in the sense of not killing unarmed person was the same thing. I think samurais for sure have. If
Mm-hmm.
they're not gonna, they want a worthy opponent. They want to fight
Yeah.
somebody with a blade, and that's the same thing that the Predators do. Now, the last one that was just you put it in there, and good for me though, because
Yeah.
I didn't see the parallels. I didn't see no parallels with that one. But those first two, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that makes sense. They do have a lot of honor. amongst those two like
I
factions
think
and stuff like that.
I think the last one had more to do with the character by itself instead of mirroring the Predator. Because,
Okay.
like you said, with Honor, I think with his, he had to learn how to earn that. He had to earn his honor because remember, we saw after he had the whole dog fight, he had got the medal. And
Yeah.
that's an honor in the army. So I was like, that's his honor.
Oh.
He earned it. So I think the reason they did that with him because it was in an era where honor was like old way, especially within the states.
Yeah.
It was really honor. So it was showing like how the different cultures define honor, and with him, it was he had to earn it,
Yeah.
because it was something that wasn't given to people at that time. You had to earn that honor. Even with his dad telling him he's not gonna keep saving him, like it was showing like, hey, this is a guy that has to earn the right to be looked at as that type of person. So
Yeah.
I think that's what I got out of it. I don't know if I'm completely right, but that's what I'm
Hey,
gonna go with.
that's good. Honestly, that's way
Yeah.
more than I thought because I didn't even really put the parallel of his honor being the medal and stuff like that and improving it that way. But also, I think they already confirmed it pretty much. But I think this is going to be a good jumping off point for Alien versus Predator kind of situation happening because my boy, the King, the Predator King, came out with Xenomorph spinal cords.
Like, yo, I was like, he letting folks know, hey, this is what I do. This is what I
How
do.
about this?
Don't come effing with my crew because this is what I do.
You see the dreads? They're Xenomorph spinal cords.
Bro. And
These aren't regular dreads.
it's the fact that this dude is really doing it for sport because not only did he not off the Viking, the Valkyrie, he
Yeah.
kept her on ice and then was like, let's go hunt. So he's, oh, nah, it ain't over yet. We finna keep all these prized possessions and we finna go get some more plus the 2 that we lost.
Exactly. Man. But I'm like, if there's an Alien versus, let's say, Predator situation, and the way that I think I was within researching, I was like, the guy I think he said was like, it was just going to happen. It wouldn't be an announcement from the rumors. He would just be like, boom, there it is. Not even like an Alien versus Predator situation where they get an announcement, just like he just drops in, which would be cool. I think that would be good for Badlands for it to happen because the no good human people are synthetically roboting somebody in that movie. The big W like is out here trying to save humanity by killing it. And so they're gonna introduce one. It'd be in Badlands, I think, or we might get in Earth, Aliens Earth, or whatever that is.
Right. We got that
where a Predator might be coming in there to help out, or maybe not even help out. I'll probably just be out there to kill. But
I was gonna say Predators don't help. Hey,
I think the only time we got one that really was helping was in the first Alien versus Predators when he helped the girl. That was like the only time that
and that's
cool.
That's because he deemed her worthy because she took out one of the Xenomorphs.
Yeah. So other than that, we ain't gonna get no
it ain't
helping
gonna be
out.
no kumbaya.
It's gonna be Alien, Predator, humans, all attacking each other in a battle royale.
Everybody I think get down and dirty.
I think honestly, the Predator, the aliens are already on that planet in that movie. They're in one of the cryo chambers. They probably got one.
I was thinking because they walked by something. It wasn't an alien, but it looked like it was from another world. So they basically just collecting what they want.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're worthy. Look. And if anything, if these things are connected in Badlands, something happens to one of those Predator ships in Badlands, that's how the alien gets on the planet or whatever.
I wonder though how they got our girl from Prey.
They said in the post credits, if you look at the post credit scenes of Prey, there is like ships coming down, so they might have just came down to the Torres.
I forgot. I haven't watched it in a minute. It was
there was like 2 or 3 of them, wasn't it? 2 or 3 big ships came down, so they probably were like with the way they got Torres, were like, we got guns on you, like you might as well come with us.
That's very true. I do remember that.
And I think because people I've seen online are talking about how they gave the pistol to the guy in Predator two, I forget his name, and why they did that if they're just collecting them. And I'm like, and the answer I think is just different tribes. Different tribes do different stuff. There's like multiple different tribes, as you saw in Predators Planet, the Planet Predators, because they're all different, like Predators, and then you got Predators 2018. So I'm gonna call Planet Predators the one I'm talking
There you
about
go.
right now.
They all in one place.
They showed different tribes doing different things, like they were hunting each other. You have super predators versus regular predators. So I think that's going to explain why they gave him a gun instead of capturing him and cryotubing him. Also, they didn't really know this was a thing back then there. So that's the real world logic. If they didn't know that they were going to be cryotubing these people back then.
Yeah.
So there's the answer. But in lore, different tribe. That's what I'm going to do in lore. I'm going to just tie that plot hole.
I definitely agree. Definitely agree.
Because other than that, it's just a big plot. It's not even really a big plot hole. You can just really forget
I was
about
like, with something like Predator, it's not really plot holes because they sentient beings on another planet that come hunt on the Earth whenever they're ready, and the Earth's been
another
around
planet.
for a long time. Yeah, so it's really not too much you gotta explain or put into effect for it to make sense.
Do you think that we're gonna get any more? So you know how we got like information over the years over like how the xenomorphs were created and stuff like that. Do you think we're gonna get like a origin story like about how their stuff started to become what it is? You know what I mean? Like a I don't even know if it's an origin story because really, I mean, it's not really an origin story. I don't think we're gonna see like them being breeded in a tube or whatever. But
yeah, I honestly think the Predators are like the Native Americans of that universe. Okay. Like they was like just they've been there, and it's just a known thing. Like, hey, this tribe was here. They do what they do because you don't really need to explain. Like, what would you like? You said, what would you explain? Like,
how would you explain it? Yeah, because like unless you're gonna bring in like
almost take away from the mystery of who they are. Yeah.
Because unless you're gonna bring in like the people from Prometheus, the ones that are like were the engineers. Yeah. You really can't. You can't like if you use the engineer, that's fine, but that's just like a MacGuffin at this point. Oh yeah, who created them? Engineers.
And see, I think with like the Xenomorphs, I think it works because it's that thing it has that story, that backstory, something being created in the lab, because of even the way like how they go on people, and that's how they make more. Like it's almost that whole idea of it had to come from somewhere because this is just something that doesn't seem like it needed to exist. So
also, it doesn't seem like it could be naturally made because for them to become xenomorphs, they have to be in humans, and humans are a part of this process. So
they don't even start off looking like what they are. It's like a hand to your face. So it's like you said, it's that thing that kind of has to be like, okay, so how did this happen? With the Predators, it's almost just like it's an ancient tribe because they're more human like than the Xenomorphs. Yeah, like the blood type is different. They have a lot of human features.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just thought maybe that they would find a way to make it work, but I can't think of a way to really make it happen.
Because they weren't here on Earth. Yeah, because they have their own planet. So we don't need they was over here chilling on this planet. We don't need what am I trying to think? A Saiyan story, like how the Saiyans started. Yeah, we don't need that with them.
Because I'm wondering, like, because also I just want to know like timeline, because like all the stuff that's happening with the Xenomorphs is like over here, or you know, my hands here, okay, over here. You can't see it through space, and then all the Predator stuff is over here. You know what I mean? Are they like? Are they
going like this?
Yeah.
or we got some of this?
Like what's happening?
Lined up? Is it lined up? Tell us something.
I'm wondering how, because if they're out here killing the most worthy people throughout, let's say, centuries and centuries, how the freak have nobody like come in contact with them over the span of the Wayland and Yutani people going out there and fostering and creating it's not creating, destroying families, because that's what they do. They come in and just destroy the whole planet, throw a xenomorph on there and say, let's see what happens. We know what happens every other time, but it could be different. Sorry, that's my. I don't like Wayland and Yutani. They're stupid people. I don't like them. I want to roast on them every time. Like they do it the same thing every movie, and they wonder why every time the main guy that wants a profit dies.
Every time.
Every time. I think this is why the predators don't visit them. They're like, no, we're gonna let them just take
Well, we're
themselves
gonna
out. They're
let them
not
do it to
worthy.
themselves. Exactly.
They're not worthy.
Why
Dude,
waste my time?
it would have been cool to see him on like in Aliens, taking on like the Xenomorph planet before it got blown up. That would have been a cool movie. Like I say, it had to be what it is because the universes hadn't combined yet, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I would love to see a Predator versus a Xenomorph like world that was created by Wayland and Yutani, the worst people in the world.
I'm gonna ask one last question. For me, we probably talked about this before, but since this movie has come out, it's a better time to ask. It couldn't be more perfect time. So if you had to choose part two, and you had to do three areas of where it's gonna take place, what would be yours?
Is this having to be? That's kind of. So I'm gonna want obviously one in the '90s of some sort, just because I like that era of time. Plus, we already got the second one, so might as well come back to that time period. That was a weird '90s movie. Let's just be real.
It was. It really was.
But I liked it though.
It's almost like a dream, like it didn't happen.
Yeah, because it was wild.
A fever dream.
So '90s for sure. I want to do something further back in time. So like earlier than Native Americans. So let's say, shoot, I want them to go to like Africa or something like that, and have one set in Africa. Just to put that out there. Yeah. Oh, he prove that message. And last one, probably let's say in the future, just because we ain't got like distant future. Just to have one that's like kind of in the same vein as like past, present, or not really present. '90s is not present, but we live there.
So it's the past now.
It's the past now. We at one point in time we lived there, and then the future. Those are my picks. So we're talking like an ancient Africa. We're talking about '90s, and then let's say 2140 something Blade Runner time period or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't even know. So something around there. What about you?
I'm actually gonna piggyback off of yours in a way, because I think those could all work. And with the '90s, I think you could go so far as to have it like mirror like the war theme and do like Desert Storm or something like
Ooh,
that.
okay.
Yeah. And then we could get like a cool predator that got like a sand like desert look, you know.
Ooh,
And
okay, okay.
that's what he camouflages like. So that would be cool to go off of. What was the other one? The future one, like you said, a Blade Runner type thing would be really interesting. And I would even throw in there to have like artificial intelligence
Ooh,
being a big part of
ooh,
it.
dude.
Yeah,
That's how you get that Alien versus Predator crossover.
exactly. Like you get that artificial intelligence, and the predators are actually be pissed because they think they're fighting humans sometimes, and it's an artificial intelligence.
That'd be
So
cool.
yeah, and it's like pissing them off. And then I don't know, they release like one of the cryo people or something. I don't know. I'm spitballing. But
I'm liking it.
for the one that I got happy about when you said Africa, I already had it in my head. Zulu Nation.
Okay. Yeah.
The Zulu tribe. The Zulu tribe. It's only right that it's that tribe. It has to be the Zulu tribe because they would definitely take one of them. Even
Oh yeah.
if it's Shaka Zulu himself, it don't matter. They definitely would take somebody from that tribe and bring
Definitely.
them back. Cause you talking about a tribe in history that didn't take no junk and handled their
It's them.
business. It was them. So when you said Africa, I had it in my head already, and that's why I asked you first. Because I was gonna say he gonna say it and it's gonna connect. So definitely that's how. Because basically what you said, I agree with. I just
Mhm.
filled in the stories and put them there, gave the character.
Yeah,
So y'all see what just happened? That's how I train. We get that train rolling every time.
every time.
I throw the alley oop, and my boy always dunk it through that, man. Like every time. Hey, who is it? Paramount, Warner Brothers, whoever. No, it's 20th Century, I think, right?
Yeah,
So
20. Yeah,
technically
20th. 20,
Disney. Technically Disney. Hit us up
technically,
so we could do that next Predator movie and
man.
Alien
Yeah,
movie because my boy he got the knowledge on the Xenomorphs and I got the knowledge on the Predators because of the decades and eras. Hey,
oh yeah, yeah.
put it.
We
You gotta throw it out in the universe. Uh.
threw it out there. Coming back.
Yes,
Heck
sir.
yeah. Oh yeah. Besides the fact that you still think I have one last question, one final question. It's not hard. Do you think we're gonna get a Prey 2 with the knowledge
It's.
of this movie?
I'll just say if it is, it's gonna piggyback off of this movie and it's not gonna pick up like from where we left off, like you said with the end credit scene. It would definitely involve what we just watched. So
Yeah.
probably either her getting off the ship, they finding her, or something. So it definitely wouldn't take place in that same time period. It'll take place, like you said. That's why they gotta explain us some time, because even though we know they was like going through the different like eras in the world, it's still okay. So where are they now? Like they picked Buddy up in 1941, no 42. Did they just go a decade, 2 decades? Like what decade are we in, you know? So
Right.
we don't really know. But like going back to your question, I think if it is a Prey 2, it definitely will involve the story that they just built around these new characters, including her. So it won't be anything connecting to the Native Americans because it's very clear that they long gone from that and they moved on with the fact that they have somebody from the 40s. So
Yeah.
they've
So
moved.
time has
They've
went
definitely
by.
moved past that. So I think, like I said, if we do get it, it'll be like her story intertwined with this, with the killer of killers.
One follow up to that. Do you think it'll be live action or animated?
I wouldn't mind the animated because it's I love that style of animation. It's
Yeah.
almost like it's hand drawn and it don't look like clean. However, I would not be against live action because they did phenomenal with Prey live action.
Yeah.
That was like some. It almost made me think of the older movies, like how everything was like more practical and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be happy with either one, honestly. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
mad at either one. But I will say this: they probably would
Mm,
go animation so they could do more with it. Because you see, like the scope of stuff and all that.
yeah.
So
Agreed.
costly, both is gonna cost money. But to get away with more, they probably would do animation. But
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean, they doing a live action movie, like you just said. So it just depends on probably how they feel, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I don't mind either way because, like I say, the practicality and it didn't Prey was great. It honestly probably one of my favorite Prey or Predator movies in a long time. Prey
hmm
because like Predator, the 2018 Predator, the one that takes place with like army people, that was okay. But like
That was alright.
I I wasn't really. This is reviving my Predator love, and then I saw Prey, and I was like, I want more of this.
Yeah,
That guy was cool, so I was glad
yeah,
that we got this movie, and we're getting another one after. Hopefully, Alien keeps up their steam because they got me back with Aliens
definitely.
or with Alien Romulus. I don't want to say Aliens because that's
Mm.
actually a title.
Yeah, that's actually a title. Exactly.
Let me
People
be
like,
careful
oh, you're
there.
talking about the second one. No, we know. We
No, we got it. But with that being said, if you have no final questions, thoughts, or comments, I'm gonna wrap this up with
time it is. What time it is? And for the night, I'm gonna do it in a special voice. I'm gonna do it in the Dusty Rose because we're gonna come here live all the way from the greatest town ever, from the greatest man ever. Look at him. He got a beautiful, pretty smile. It's the man himself all the way out there in Sac Town. Come on with that old shameless promotional, baby. Jiving and shaking is my boy. Old Demetrius Clark, the tech wizard, baby. You know it.
Hey, that was great. And it's been a Square Roundtable podcast. If you want to view our future videos, hit the notification bell on the right side of the video so you get notified of those future videos. And also give us a comment if you liked this movie, if you didn't like it, if you thought our analysis of the movie was not great, let us know down there. Or if you loved it, either way. But also, let us know how you feel about them using cryo tubes in this thing. If that takes it away from you, or if you're not really interested in that. Squirrel. My cat. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because we're on the road to 1,000, and Squirrel will be mad if you don't like our video.
Exactly. We're gonna send Squirrel on you.
Yeah, we're gonna send her on you. She's ready. Follow us on our socials, our Instagram, never X, by the way. We don't even know what that is at this point. And join us our Discord and join our Reddit. We just want to have a conversation about all things nerdy. And you can give us like suggestions if you want to hear us talk about stuff. We're open. We'll talk about just about anything for about 30 to 40 minutes, man. We here. So with that being said, I'm your host, Dmitri.
And I'm your host. I say host. Oh man, these late nights. And I'm your host, Old Mark and Mark.
And this has been the Chronology podcast. We are out. Cheese.